Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, my amazing guests. We've got Heather. Hello, Heather. And
Hi.
Raina. Hello, Raina.
Hello, everyone.
Heather and Raina are going to be helping me commentate the first ever Nile's Newbie Fight Night. We are all very excited. And we have all chosen a personal champion. Raina, your champion is possibly the most obvious. Would you like to introduce
Ye-
them?
I would. I have chosen completely unbiased. My partner Alana. She is going to be playing a tricky oily deck. Red blue. It looks very good. She's been practicing and it's been going very well. So I'm excited to um, see her battle in the marketplace of ideas.
Hell yeah. And Heather, you don't have someone in this tournament who you love with all your heart, but you have chosen a champion anyway.
Um, I am rooting for you all equally, but I'm especially rooting for Sammy because they're playing vampires.
All right, so Heather has chosen Sammy as her champion for playing the vampire deck. My champion, who I love with all my heart, is of course Pilnock, who's coming in with the werewolf deck. I've been personally training her for a long time. She's going to do great. Um, Excited to see it. We're going to take a quick look at all of the decks. So let's take a look first at what Pilnock is bringing. So from Pilnock, we have, as she has named it, Megan's Army, which is the Werewolves Monsters deck. Uh, you two can both pull this up, right? I sent you all the decks.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So what are your initial thoughts seeing this kind of red green aggro?
Just need one sec to pull it up. Uh, this looks
Also,
really good to
she
me.
named it Megan's Army because one card in here, I believe it's called Child of the Pack, looks
Mhm.
like Megan
Oh my
from
gosh, it
hit movie
does.
Megan riding a wolf.
That's
It,
terrifying.
it
So that's her
does.
best card.
It's a great card for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
this looks really good to me. The rare Tovalar Dire Overlord is fantastic. That'll just take over games. It's a huge bomb.
Yeah.
Um, the monster manual can get it back, correct? Or no, it has to be milled this way. So well, it can sometimes.
Yeah, Monster
Um,
Manual, very powerful rare, lets you cheat out big creatures quick. Really,
yeah,
really strong card. If she gets it on curve and you're her opponent, you cry.
that sounds right to me.
All right, let's take a look at Zach's deck real quick. So Zach is on Spellcraft Synthesized, and I think this is a really strong deck. This is the one I've seen most recently because Zach was on stream just earlier this week, and we were finding this deck. Uh, I think this is maybe one of the more unique decks that we have here today. It's very spell heavy, and it's got a lot of proliferate. It's got some of the strong spell cards from one, and I think the card to really look at is Ovika.
Yeah.
I think if he resolves that card, it's pretty much game over for his opponent. Heather, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think this is looks like a really fun deck to play. It'll play out a little differently than the previous deck, which is more of a creature based aggressive deck. So it'll be fun to see some different kinds of decks. I also see a Sawblade Scamp, which is a team favorite draft card. So that's very exciting.
We have a lot of scamp enthusiasts here. Um, don't
Um,
tell Alana, but I may be switching my champion. Just kidding. I think they're playing round one. I shouldn't be saying this.
Yeah, it's a good deck. Let's take a look at Hana's deck real quick, which is Oily Double Team, which might win the award for funniest name of the decks we have today. Uh, I think this deck is bonkers. I think this is a crazy strong deck. You kind of get the best of the toxic, the like white toxic cards from All Will Be One, and the best of the alchemy double team cards. And Hana's a really strong player, so if you're playing against Hana, I'm sorry. Good luck. Thank you, Zach Attack, for following. By the way, what do you both think of this deck?
Um, this deck looks really, really strong in terms of individual card quality, and I think they'll play well together. I think the one thing that not most, but a lot of games will come down to is, will Hana draw the toxic? Because there's only a few toxic creatures, right? And
Right.
she wants to get them early to start working towards the corrupted payoff. So it's a question of, will those come in the right order to then be able to enable the Incisor Glider. But it looks like a lot of the early creatures are toxic, so this seems like a great deck, and it's not, looks like it'll usually work out that way, the way they want it.
Heather, how do you feel?
Could you remind me and maybe some people in the chat who don't play alchemy, what does the double team mechanic do?
Great question. Double team. If a creature has double team, when it attacks, you conjure a copy of it into your hand. It only works one time. The conjure doesn't get double team, but it's very powerful because you get to play a creature, get it back essentially, and there's a lot of synergies within the deck with that. And I know one of the key cards of Hana's deck allows you to give any other creature double team for a turn, which is incredibly powerful.
Yeah, there's a lot of good targets for that in this deck.
Right.
A lot of really good creatures.
Thank you, Sammy, for the follow. And speaking of Sammy, let's take a look at their deck real quick. They are on the Vampires Bloodthirsty, which Sammy came into this. Like, I got Sammy to come back to Magic by selling them on the idea of vampire decks. So I'm so excited that they were able to get not one, but two vampire packs. Heather, this is your champion. What do you think?
I love this deck. I was maybe one of the few defenders of Crimson Vow as a draft format. I really loved the blood token mechanic, and this is just pulling all of the power from that. It's, card selection. It's got lots of payoffs for having blood tokens. And how can you beat vampires?
Yeah, absolutely. Reina, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this looks really good to me. The vampire synergy is great, just with all the creatures being vampire across both the vampire and bloodthirsty archetypes. I think Anya, Maid of Dishonor, is a very good rare. The removal's fantastic. This is going to be a deck to watch.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's a very scary one.
It's Rakdos, right? Like, what format is Rakdos not a top tier deck? It's
Dominar United.
This is very true.
Sure. All right. Well, Reina, let's look at your champions deck.
Yes.
We have Alana's deck, Tricky Oily. We found this deck together on stream. I think it might be the strongest jump-in deck I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I've never seen a deck that has two rares so capable of taking over the game. Like, if Urbrask's Forge resolves on turn 3 and the opponent doesn't have something to do against it, they have to race. So
right, and walk people through what Urbrask's Forge is if they're unfamiliar.
So it's an artifact that every turn at the beginning of combat, it will make an X1 Phyrexian Horror creature token, where X is the number of oil counters on Urbrask's Forge. And you also put an oil counter at the beginning of combat. So turn 1, the first turn you play it, it's a 1/1 trample haste beginning of combat. And then you sacrifice it at the end of the turn. And then the second turn after you play it, it becomes a 2/1 trample haste, and then you sacrifice the token, and you keep going up and up like that. So it will inevitably, if the game goes long, Alana will just start getting a 7/1 trample haste, an 8/1 trample haste every turn. So there's only one way to play against it, is to race it, and her deck is pretty good against stopping people from racing her, so her cards get to take over. So yeah, this deck is really good. It's been fun to watch her practice. I'm excited to see it play out.
Yeah, it's very, very strong. I think it also might contain the only planeswalker of the tournament.
The only one I saw.
With Jaya, and that's a strong planeswalker.
Yeah.
One that's really noticeable to me about this deck is that it's got a strong aggressive game plan, but it also has a strong late game. There's a bunch of these kicker cards where you can pay extra mana when you cast a spell to have an additional effect. And obviously the Planeswalker, like this deck will be able to force you to race and will also be able to grind.
With a Twinferno combo finish.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's very powerful. I hope we get to see it pop off. And then finally, let's take a look at Sam's deck, Saboteur's Counters. This is a very interesting one. This is our only Azorius deck, correct? But it's got some strong cards. Ledger Shredder, Rafine's Informant. I mean, putting counters on stuff is good. Goggles of Night. I've seen a lot of jump-in games where that card can really just like give you enough card advantage to just win the game. What do you both think of this deck?
There's really nothing more powerful to do in Magic than draw cards.
Yeah.
And practically every card in this deck will draw you more cards. So that's gonna be very powerful.
This is my kind of deck. It's got a bunch of cheap ways to interact. It has a bunch of flyers that will draw cards. It's a bread and butter tempo deck, and I love decks like this. I think it looks really good. Ledger Shredder's also great.
All right, so that was a look at our decks. We're about to jump into our first feature match, which is going to be the Twilight Battle of the Ages, werewolves versus vampires. We've got my champion Pilnock versus Heather's champion Sammy. I'm just making sure right now that they are ready to go. Heather, what is your prediction for how this match plays out?
Oh, I think it's going to be very exciting to watch. So we're on werewolves versus vampires, a fight for the ages. And both of these decks are going to have a lot of, aggressive power. And I think it's going to be very, very exciting. I think it could go either way.
Yeah, Reina, do you agree? How do you feel about this match?
Yeah, I think just looking at the deck list, I think it will likely come down to whether or not the vampires are able to break out some removal at the right times to remove Megan's army of gigantic werewolves. So if one of the big werewolf creatures gets to go uncontested for a few turns, I think it'll be difficult for the creatures to actually fight in combat. But if removal spells are there at the right times, I think the vampires will be able to take the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna...
Or night.
It's just gonna come... yeah, it's just gonna come down to who gets the cards. And we're gonna jump right into that game. Right now, we've got Pilnock versus Sammy, the werewolves versus vampires. Let me...
Nile, quick question from the co-stream side. What I'm watching right now is... Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
The screen was doubled. Now it's single and I can actually see it.
I gotcha. I'm also gonna make it a little easier for you both. Okay, so looks like Pilnock took a free mulligan into a pretty unfortunate hand. She's gonna have to mulligan again. This is keepable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Isn't what you want to see, but it's really good. It's not the best, but it's good enough.
Okay, this should be an easier viewing experience for you both.
Oh, great.
That is much better. Thank you. Oh, Violet's asking if everyone plays their matches at the same time. I think the answer is yes.
Yes, they do. Everyone can play their matches. All right. A great draw for Pilnock. Got her second color. Very happy. We see both players have access to all their colors. We got Null Hunter coming out. That is a 2/2 that'll get bigger if she's ever to get down some more power on the field.
Some removal in hand for the vampire side. So able to deal with a werewolf before it flips into its bigger side. Also got a good blocker now, a 1/4.
1/4. Pilnock goes for the attack. She's got
Be a band together.
Together up.
Right, and she uses the band together to remove the creature, giving her more board presence than what Sammy's got right now. Let's see how they respond.
You know, I like that play because there's nothing in Pilnock's hand that's going to be able to get through a 1/4.
Yeah.
So just to be able to get that blocker out of the way now, it opens up the rest of her creatures to hopefully trade with whatever comes down. And
right, now Sammy's got a 3/1 flyer. That's a little annoying for Pilnock to deal with.
This one's just going to keep coming back. So I think Pilnock's going to have to race Sammy's flyer here.
Yeah, which, I mean, wolves can win races.
Wolves can win races. They do go fast.
See, she's playing the shepherd. It's unfortunate. She's got a couple of these creatures that want you to have big numbers in power on the field, but is unable to get that power on the field. If she can draw a 5th land and play that owlbear, this board looks very good for her.
Yeah. An owlbear next turn would really start swinging things. Even a double spell with those 2/2 would.
She's got good options pretty much no matter what she draws. But Sammy keeps putting pressure on in the sky, which makes the race more difficult. A land is great news for Pilnock. Now, let's see if she knows to play the owlbear first for the Knoll Hunter. This is a thing where it could trip up a newer player, because I know she knows to play things after combat, but with Knoll Hunter, you can get that extra counter. So that's fine. It's just 1 counter difference here.
Now, why did she miss the draw card on the 1/4?
Because the 1/4 needs 8 power.
Oh, okay. I see. I thought it was.
Oh, and the hero's downfall for the owlbear is terrible news. But Pilnock does have Village Watch in hand, so thankfully the owlbear drew her another large creature. But Sammy's able to double spell here, which is going to swing the momentum quite a bit.
Village Watch is the kind of thing that can really start swinging the race back around with its haste, though. So if Sammy swings in here, leaving back that... Oh, and a Parasitic Grass comes out. Okay, getting Knoll Hunter out of the way just seems like a good play here. Yeah, now this race is...
This is looking terrible for Pilnock.
Pilnock could go for a triple spell here.
She could. She could also, I believe, Village Watch... Is Village Watch the one, it costs 1 less for each creature you attacked with?
Don't think so.
Or it just has haste. That's its thing.
It just has haste, yeah.
Cam, the games are best of 1 until we get to the finals. Those will be best of 3. Yeah, Pilnock really needs a reach creature, a removal, something to deal with these vampires in the air.
This artifact is the one that becomes a 3/3 every time a blood token is sacrificed?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Yeah.
So this is... Pilnock is dead next turn unless she can pull something to deal with one of these flyers. Wild Shape will do it.
Let's do it. Oh, I thought Unnatural Moonrise was a 2-mana creature this whole time.
No, Unnatural Moonlight flips it to nighttime and makes it to where when target creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. So
nice.
That's pretty nice. Hey, Corey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Glad to see you.
But Sammy is now presenting lethal on board through a Wild Shape. So if Pilnock plays that 2-mana creature and then holds up Wild Shape to eat one of the blockers with a 1/5 reach spider, Pilnock can sacrifice a blood token, attack with the. I'm sorry, Sammy can sacrifice a blood token, attack with the extra 3/3 from the artifact.
Oh, Pilnock did not play a creature. Sammy's got
Does
lethal
Wild
on
Shape
board.
untap?
I don't think it does.
Let me look it up. It does not.
If it does, that could be a blowout. Okay.
Sometimes there are effects like that.
Yeah, there are. And that would be a huge
But
blowout.
here we see, like, even without that, just the amount of card advantage, or not card advantage, but like card selection that Sammy has built up with 6 blood tokens.
Yeah, it's a devastating board. All right, we're going to see our first defeat. Sadly, Heather's champion has bested my own. And
congratulations to both players on a great game.
Yes, great job, both players. You both played very well. Congratulations. Thank you for playing. That's the end of our round 1 game. I'm going to work on getting a second game pulled up if you two want to go over what we saw there.
Sure. Start us off, Heather?
What?
You want to start us off?
Just go over what we went.
Breakdown.
Yeah.
I was chatting in chat.
Oh, multitasking.
So I was unsuccessfully multitasking. Yeah, so we just watched our first feature match of the tournament. We saw Sammy on the vampire deck defeat Pilnock on the werewolves deck. We saw Sammy build up a few unstoppable flyers that just Pilnock was not able to race, and also build up a backlog of blood tokens to get rid of any extra lands to get more cards later in the game if things had gone on a bit longer. So that's what we'll be looking for in future games of Sammy's, as you know, so those blood tokens to come into play if the board stalls.
Thank you, Aria, for the follow. Yeah, I just wanted to add to this. I really think that game was almost lost for Pilnock on the mulligan. Having to mulligan 3 times in a format like this is just brutal.
Yes.
And even the hand she ended up with wasn't so great. I mean, I think it was right to keep it, but definitely not what she wanted to see.
Yeah. This is a format that really punishes mulligans with the... I mean, it gives you a free mulligan because they're so punishing here, because every card really matters in a format that's low power level, and with the with decks that are not necessarily super synergistic. There was no free mulligan.
Was the...
I thought there was. So did you, Pilnock, that was a multi 5 or 4?
Right, because they're doing direct challenges. It's not actually a jump in, so you don't get free mulligans. Right. Yeah, that's kind of brutal.
Right.
That's very punishing. Yeah.
Sorry to the players for that one. Nothing we can really do about that.
I concede. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna switch over to an in progress game we have. It's gonna be Alana versus Zach. So we're gonna pop into that real quick.
Heather, did you just send a Piplup emote?
Yes, it is Riplup.
Riplup.
Riplup for the no free mulligan I concede comment.
Riplup. That's really good.
Adorable and sad.
So thank you, Cam, for the 5 gifted subs. Greatly appreciated.
Whoa.
All right, what do we have on the board here? This is a crazy board.
It is. It's unfortunately not looking too good for Lonzo here.
Pilnock, thank you as well for the 5 subs.
Blue red on blue red.
We have new packs to open because March of the Machine is out, so we will open packs in both your honor here later. All right. right, the is it duel. This is 9 damage. Yeah, that's definitely the block you make here.
Yeah, this is a good block from Alana's side. Let's see if she remembers to seek her land at the end of combat to hopefully get a non-creature spell.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't played Jump In or with some of the alchemy cards, this land here that Alana's got, this red land, taps to find a non-land card, which is a really cool mechanic that I'm really glad that they added for digital play.
We've got a duel of the gifteds in chat, and I'm sorry, Cam, Pilnock will not be beaten. She is too stubborn and loves me too much. Also, thank you both for the gifteds. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, the Sika card in this format I think is really cool. I wish there was a way to have it in other formats, but
I'd love that in paper if there was a way. But yeah, this is dead on board, unfortunately. Yeah, we see the second immobilizer.
The double the activation on the end step of the tapper, and then the activation before combat up to tap the other creature is really heads up play there.
That's a very heads up play, and one that I'm very impressed to see from Zach, who's actually one of our newer players. So sorry to Alana, Reyna, both of our champions fell in the first, but they both put up great.
They will fight again, like phoenixes from the ashes. They will shine again. But yeah, it looks like we came in the middle of a race there that had just swung, because it seemed like Zach had a triple spell turn. That's what I think we were coming into. So that looked like a race that had just swung from one direction to the other.
Yeah, and you know, that's with Is It, that's just how it's gonna go sometimes. Sometimes your opponent's just gonna get some spells in a turn. Okay, let me check the status of where our third oh, we might be able to watch our third fight, because I think they are just getting started now. Had some delays, which is totally fine. Oh, thank you, Sam, for subscribing. We've got a hype train going. Thank you, everybody. Love the support. Subiversary. Happy Subiversary. And also, happy birthday to Hana, whose match we're about to watch. Thank you for joining this. Oh, maybe we aren't about to watch it? Hold on.
Spamming that Kiki Jiki in chat. Mirrors are being broken. Glass is shattered. The cat is coming to visit. Pepper, perfect timing. Say hi to the audience. She does not want to. Goodbye, Pepper.
Looks like Hana is updating Arena right now, which is okay. Get out of here, buddy.
Coming in with a freshly updated Arena. Ready to battle.
Okay, we're going to be watching the next battle. It's gonna take just a minute to get it going. While we're waiting, we've got some packs to open.
Heck yes, we do.
Hello, Eddie. How's it going? Oh man, the art insert for the March of Machines box is the best art of the set. Let's go.
You already have it on canvas.
Ooh.
I do have it on canvas on my wall in the living room. I'm obsessed with it. Thank you, Eddie. We'll open a pack for you as well. I'm gonna open 3 for Pilnock and Cam each.
What set are we opening?
We're opening the new set, March of Machines, which means
what?
Pilnock, any one of these could contain a Thalia. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is for Cam. We got a foil mirror shield. Thank you, Cam.
Beautiful.
Oh, we got a Hoarding Broodlord. A card you would love to see if we were playing Sealed right now. Very strong card. Ooh. Cam, thank you. We got a Sicko Art Skitherix from the Multiverse Legends.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Great
That's
pull,
pretty.
Cam. Great pull. Let's open another one.
Pelnock, look, I traded for this. Oh, here we go, camera.
Oh, hell
Truly
yeah.
yesterday.
Oh,
I
pretty
cannot
photo.
center this at all on this camera. It's fine.
Right there, you got
It's
it.
not working. There we go.
Okay, Cam, your second pack, we got a Monastery Mentor. Great card. Incredible, incredible mythic. And that's all the
Cam's
rares
got
for that one.
good luck here.
All right, Cam, this is the last one we're opening for Cam.
I did it.
Let's
It's the perfect
see.
time to get back on the wagon. New mom set.
We got a Hitotsugu and Kairi, which is very, very cool. Someone annihilated me with this card in the pre-release. Thank you, Cam. Those were some great packs. We got some great pulls.
Can we get some pre-release debriefs? How did both your pre-releases go? While we wait for the next.
I just did a 1v1 at-home pre-release, but I ended up playing like a kind of Orzhov control deck, which was very powerful. I mean, I got 3 Vanquish the Weeks, so
That's a good reason to do it.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Pillnock, we got a special little cat, part of my silly little cat deck. Thank you for that. All right, sorry, go ahead, Heather. How'd your pre-release go?
Oh, I built a white-red aggro deck. I had 3 of the signpost uncommon that doubles your backup triggers. So I figured I would give it a shot, and it worked out pretty well. I went 3-0.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, Pillnock, you've done so well. You got the Showcase Ayara. Very pretty card. Double faced.
Slay.
Look at that Phyrexian
Oh my
side.
goodness.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, Pillnock. And we've got one more for Pillnock.
The Chow deck hits with soldiers, right?
Yeah, Kachow deck,
Soldiers deck.
it goes fast. That's really
It goes fast.
the truth of it. Alright, what do we got for Pillnock's last one? We got a foil Eudora from the Multiverse Legend. Thank you, Pillnock.
Very pretty.
We got a Realm Breaker, Big Tree. Ooh, and we got a Showcase Hirobi Death's Wall. Great pulls. Great pulls.
3
Pillnock.
rare pack.
Yeah, 3 rares. Why does your mom let you have 3 rares?
So robots fighting dinosaurs. A lot of cards in this new set and in recent sets are double faced, so they transform in some way. So the new battle cards all have a front half that has an effect, and then they can flip over, and on the back, a lot of the time they have a creature or an enchantment or other permanent type. There's some creatures that transform into better creatures. There are tokens that transform into creature tokens. There's a lot of flipping stuff going on in this set.
Yeah. And so sometimes it's when a particular condition is met. Sometimes you pay mana to activate it. In some sets that we've had recently, you can actually cast either side depending on what you want to do. And if you don't have dark sleeves that you can put the cards in, like card sleeves that you can put the cards in, they have these trusty little
I've got one right here. Oh, you do too.
cards here that you can put in that have just a normal card back. Yeah, and then you can use that in your deck if you don't have sleeves. Or if you have like see-through sleeves. One of my opponents last night at pre-release had clear sleeves, so they were using these placeholder cards for all their double-faced cards.
Right, and then for Sam's pack, thank you for resubscribing, Sam. We actually got one of the new battle cards, Invasion of Ikoria,
I played that one last night. It's
which is also a double-faced card, but one side is sideways and one side is vertical. Neat stuff. Yeah, new card type just dropped. It's very exciting. There hasn't been a new one in quite some time. And it seems really good. Now we're opening one for Eddie, and then I think we have opened all the packs. So Eddie, this one's for you. Holy shit. Eddie, you've already done insane. We got a foil Luris of the Dream Den.
Whoa!
That
is so cool.
That's a Hall of Fame
that's
pull
great.
for sure. We're going to post that in the Discord later. And we got an Errant and Giada. Thank you, Eddie. And we got an... Oh, no. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Eric's Methes? Or this guy.
Oh, that's in this set?
It's in the Multiverse Legends, yeah.
Oh, I love this guy.
Eddie, insane pull. Insane pull.
Good packs. That's pronounced Charlie.
Oh,
From now on,
I
Eric
love
Smithy's
that.
The Slumbering Isle, Charlie.
Charlie.
Thank you, everyone, for the support. Eddie, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame later. That was an insane pull. Great job. I borrowed a hammer deck from someone recently, and they had like a germ token that they made for one of the cards, but they made it by buying a Luris and taking a Sharpie to it and marking out all the text and just writing germ on it, which
Very
the
nice.
most expensive germ token I've
pretty
ever used.
Yeah, it seems like a waste of a Luris.
Oh my god, it's also Eddie's birthday. We got a
Happy
double
birthday,
birthday.
Eddie.
This is fantastic.
That was incredible. We're still waiting for Hana to update, which is totally fine. Let's take a look at the decks we're about to see one more time. So first taking a look at Sam's deck. Let's get that pulled over. Sam is on the Saboteur's counters, and this is the last one we had talked about. I think we all agreed it seems pretty strong. The only real negative here is it's not Sam's birthday, it's Hana's birthday, so he's not gonna have the luck that they do. And
Hana has birthday advantage.
Hana does have birthday advantage. And let's take a look at Hana's deck again. Hana's deck is very powerful. Until I saw Alana's deck, I thought Hana's deck was the strongest jump-in deck I had ever seen.
Still up there. It is.
So we've got a much more like control deck going against a pretty fast aggressive deck. What do you think? How do you both think that's gonna play out?
Well, one thing I see immediately is that both decks have some flyers, which is good. We're not going to have kind of a one-sided beat down there,
right?
As far as flyers go. Yeah, I mean, I think so. We've got kind of I'm kind of expecting to see a very fast start from this red-white deck, and a lot of the creatures will essentially draw more creatures with the double team ability, right? Because when you play a double team creature, or is it when you cast it or when you
attack with it?
Attack with it. So when you attack with double team creature, you get a copy in your hand.
In your hand, correct.
Without double team.
Right.
So you get a second version. So attacking with these double team creatures essentially draws you more creatures, which, you know, anytime you can get more cards in hand is extremely powerful. The blue-white deck is a bit of a tempo deck. We'll have ways to, you know, prevent this deck from just beating down. So I think it'll be a very interesting matchup to see. And that deck also is going to draw a lot of cards.
Yeah, that's true. It is. They're both going to get it, and I think we're close to the match starting.
think this
Just
tempo deck can't afford to play a totally control game plan though. It's gonna have to race from the start against the double team deck because a lot of its card draw is dependent on attacking. And, it doesn't have like you come to a river is not a permanent answer. The creature will come back. Run out of town, the creature will come back. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's. I have no idea how this matchup's gonna play out.
yeah, and it looks like they are both ready now. Just getting the challenges sent, and we will be jumping into that game. Pretty exciting that we get to watch all three of the first round, games. Just waiting for this one to get sent.
You did very well.
Oh yeah, you're valid.
Absolutely.
Sammy, you did great. You did incredible. You got to play vampires and you got to fly through the air and kill with vampires. So what more could you possibly want, you know? Okay, it looks like they're just okay, and I think they're almost there. Oh, Heather, thank you for giving out codes for the pre-release packs.
Ooh.
Yeah, so only one person will be able to use this, but
All right, we're jumping into the game.
excellent.
We've got Sam versus Hana. And good luck to both players.
Yes, good luck both of you. Although I hope they can't hear us.
Yeah, hopefully not.
So this looks like a pretty quick start for Hana. Getting to go 2, 3, and then another 2-drop on turn 4.
Yeah, and that's a pretty strong 3-drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And this boon will also. I mean, there's a chance maybe they just go in Scissor Glider next turn to get the boon onto it.
yeah.
Either way, yeah, that would make sense. Then a double spell on turn 4 would be possible.
But the three mana creature, also good.
Stop to get your Busto rare down seems
Yeah.
like a good play.
The double team we just saw trigger, so they got an additional copy of that creature into their hand. It's a one and done, Eddie. Whoever redeems it first. The race is on. Okay, I think that's a good block. Let's see, I think I think playing the tap land there would have been ideal.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way the mana is shaking out because Charmed Sleep really needs to
Yeah,
come down on
Charmed Sleep would have been very nice. Hello Fish, this tournament is actually in the jump-in format. So all of our players went and found jump-in decks, and they're playing those against each other. Since this is a new player tournament, we didn't want them to have to be learning the game and also learning deck construction, that sort of thing. So this kind of levels the playing field in terms of deck selection, and we're seeing that now. So Hana's got kind of an insane start with a wide board.
They gave Sam a bit of breathing room there, not attacking with the 4/3 to play around any kind of tricks in combat. I think, I mean, this 4/3 will win the game if it just sticks around.
Right.
And gets some good attacks in. So
and
yeah,
now Basilica Shepherd is a devastating card. That is so. It just, if you're Sam right now, how do you play against that? What do you hope for?
Sam is a bit on the back foot here, although he does have some stuff in hand. Charms will help with something, and then Angel Quartermaster coming down eventually will also help. Although actually, we can't play Charmed Sleep.
Right,
because we can't play Charmed Sleep on this next turn because without drawing an untapped blue source.
Right, and that just goes to show how those like little efficiencies in Magic end up meaning a lot. If we had seen the tapped land come out on turn 3 when he played the 2-mana creature, Charm Sleep would be available, the Mist Dragon would be available, there'd be a lot more. So it looks like he's looking to play Run Out of Town on the 4/3. I think that's a good tempo play. Maybe would have liked to see it played on Hana's turn.
Main phase 1 before the attack came out.
Yeah, since it's instant speed.
And I don't know about this attack. Oh wait, no, it can't be blocked.
Sammy, should we do our ESPN announcer voices? Can we
should we draw on the screen with like X's and O's of where cards are gonna go?
An arrow pointing at every time a creature attacks.
So Sammy made his creature unblockable, but unfortunately that also sent it back to his hand, leaving it wide open for Hana. She's got 10 damage on the table right now. Oh. And she can play another glider if she wants. I mean, this is
double team
disgusting.
On Shepherd here is probably game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, these red-white decks, when they curve out, are hard to do anything about.
Yeah, it's a good bread and butter aggressive deck.
Yeah.
And double team on the Shepherd, that's devastating. Oh.
That was a good choice.
If only Sammy had a Farewell in his deck.
I'm not often on the side of the table that says, if only I had a board wipe. I feel for Sammy right now. I'm sorry, Sam, not Sammy.
And then, I mean, does Hana have it on board? Yes, she does. Hana attacks with everyone. She just, but she's gonna guarantee it. She's gonna ossify the blocker. GG's, great games, competitors.
GG's.
When red-white gets to curve out like that, you can be forgiven for not being able to keep up with the board. Great games, competitors. We are going to figure out the new standings. Let's see.
Posted in Discord.
Let me... Hold on, I'm just figuring out how to update these standings. Okay.
There's a lot of shit posting in the Fight Night channel.
Yeah.
I'm looking for standings, but I like what's going on here.
So what have you two thought of the games that we've seen so far?
I am very scared of the oily double team deck. This is my first thought.
Yeah, oily double team, scary. Okay, so we had Hana win against Sam. We had Sammy win against Pilnock. And we had Zach win against Alana. Okay, so we've got our new pairings. I'll send those into the Discord. Here's the pairings for round 2. And we're going to have Sam and Alana's battle as our first feature match.
Right. My champion back in the arena.
Let me get an updated standings that we can take a look at. But Reina, do you want to just verbally walk through for people what the round 2 pairings are going to be?
I would love to. So we have as our first featured match, we have Sam versus Alana. We then have Hana versus Pilnock, and finally Sammy versus Zach. Running through the decks, I know that Hana has the oily double team deck against Pilnock's werewolves beast deck, werewolves monsters. Then we have Sam versus Alana. Alana is on oily tricky, a red black spells deck. What was Sam on again? I need to go back.
Sam is on the counters deck.
Sam is on the counters deck, right? The one we just saw play against Hana. Looked very cool. And then we have Sammy versus Zach. Sammy on vampires, and Zach on. Hold up, I need to get back to the channel. Zach on Spellcraft Synthesize. That's correct, right? Yes, Spellcraft Synthesize, which is another red-blue deck.
Yeah, and I've got the standings up right now. Of course, it's not going to be anything too surprising or too exciting after one round. We've got the 3 winners all tied for first. We've got the 3 people who didn't make it all tied for second. So this round is gonna shake out a lot of who winds up in the finals. Let me just get the feeds going for Sam and Alana. And we'll jump into that match as soon as we can. So Sam and Alana, Reina, I know you know Alana's deck fairly well.
I do.
It's a very aggressive deck. How do you think that's gonna go?
So she has kind of 2 game plans. First is she has some very aggressive draws, like going Zuber and Fuseling into Balmore, into Goldotha Cackler, or Magmatic Sprinter. She has a bunch of ways to take over the early game. But then her deck tends to not really stall out, but it has like a bit of a mid-game slump and the kind of turns 3 to 5 range unless she is able to land either Jaya or Rask's Forge. So it usually winds up starting aggressive and then the board stalling out a little bit, and then she cobbles together a win through either one of her bombs or leaning on the tricky side of things. So Twinferno combo, Twinferno plus another card. Twinferno can copy another instant or sorcery or double a creature's power. So that's a good way to sneak in a bunch of damage, or to blow somebody out with a doubled removal spell or something. Or then both of her bombs, Jaya's Fiery Negotiator and Jaya Fiery Negotiator and Urbrask's Forge, are both able to take over the game themselves. So there's a lot of ways this deck can play. We're not really sure what we're going to see from it until we see the opening hand.
All right, which we are about to see, pulling up that game right now. It's just starting. Good luck, Sam. Good luck, Alana. Excited to see how this one plays out. Okay, so we've got Sam's screen on the bottom here. We'll see Alana's hand once she keeps her hand. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see her mulligan choices. Oh, that's a strong hand for Alana.
Yeah, Alana's got the only thing of the 2 lands that come in tapped is a little awkward.
A little slow, but I think against a deck like Sam's, maybe you can get away with that.
Especially with the hand that Sam kept here, where he's likely to have to spend mana to play the 2-mana creature, then play Goggles and equip it, and then he's kind of going to need to take some turns off himself, it seems.
Yeah, really nice catch here from Sam on his turn to have drawn a tapped land and make sure to play that as the turn 1 land drop, since he didn't have another turn 1 play.
Right, and that's
almost didn't do it and then caught it, and that's really great to see from a new player.
Yeah, and that's even like an improvement over the last game that we just saw him in, because we know that things really went south because he didn't play that tap land when it would have been best to, and this time he did, and I think that's really going to work in his favor. All right, so Alana's got some choices here. I'm not sure what the best play for her is. I think she's got a lot of good options.
Yeah, I'm a little interested in having that Battlewing Mystic come down.
Yeah.
Just as an attacker, but the temptation is definitely there to hold it for its kicker cost, and that isn't a bad move here either, since all of her cards are cheap besides Furnace Strider. She's likely to be able to cast them all in the next few turns, then refill her hand. So
right. I definitely like playing one of the 2 drops here.
Yeah.
But
the Fuseling.
Fuseling's fine.
It's totally fine.
All right, let's see. Sam's still unable to find white mana. But Witness Protection, Goggles can both come down this turn. Specializing can happen this turn, which let me go over Specializing for a second, because that's a digital only ability that is kind of confusing if you're unaware of it. A creature that has Specialize, you can pay whatever the Specialized cost is, and then discard a card of any color or a land of that color, and they will have unique stats and abilities for each different color they can specialize into. So you might specialize into red and gain haste, or you might specialize into black and gain death touch, that sort of thing. They can only specialize once. They can only specialize into one color, but it's a kind of interesting mechanic. So we'll see if that gets utilized here. Sam can attack if he wants. He's got the slip out the back if he wants, if Alana chooses to block.
It actually can't be blocked if it's attacking alone.
That's right. Thank you, Heather.
So I think Sam decided to hold up the slip in the back to protect it from any kind of removal or anything, but could have equipped the equipment, chose not to hold up the slip out the back, which I think is a totally reasonable choice.
Sure. Especially when you're playing against red-blue. And yeah. I'm sure he's got that match against Hana in his mind when, she had removal for some of his creatures. I think it's reasonable to want to hold up that protection.
Alana's got some weird choices here on main too. Because she's kind of incentivized at this point to hold the Gitu Amplifier to just find that 5th land, get a big tempo play. She could play Battlewing Mystic and Impede Momentum, but the Impede won't really have a high value target on this board if you just lock down MON for a bit, but might be worth it just to find the fifth land since 2 cards really want it.
Yeah, it's
Not sure how she's gonna play this.
getting to 5 is really big for Alana because that Furnace Strider is so powerful. Oh, Sam is choosing to use the slip out the back just for the counter, which I think is reasonable. I think I would have preferred to see it on the instep, but new players here. I think playing it at all is reasonable. Okay, it looks like
don't.
She's not kicking the Battle Wing, so she can play the.
She'll find out she has no good target for this. Cast.
Yep. Which that worked out in her favor. Is that card? That's not instant speed, is it?
It is not. And I like her choosing not to play the amplifier here.
Sure. I think if she would have known she didn't have good targets for her other spells, she definitely would have kicked the Mystic.
Yeah, I like the no kick here, so probably good.
I like equipping the
goggles. Discard your hand, right? So I can understand not wanting to, like, that's a spot that I find myself often where I'm like, I like my cards better than unknown cards from my deck at this point. Like, if I have something reasonably powerful, like if Alana can get a 5th land, the amplifier and the Furnace Strider are both going to be very useful.
Right.
So I can understand not wanting to lose those.
Which, Reina, I know you pointed it out, the auto tapper kind of got Sam here.
Sam was really screwed by auto tapper. And it's going to leave room for a pretty big blowout from Alana if she finds the land and bounces this MO in. Sam will have no board presence. Facing down not that quick of a clock, but just tons of things on Alana's side. I'm gonna Twinferno instead.
Let's see, what do you like from Alana here?
I would have most liked just an impede momentum on MON, not playing the amplifier to try and find the land to then kick amplifier and then play Furnace Strider in whatever order makes the most sense in the board state. But I think this is good too. She's got a pretty overwhelming board presence here.
She does.
As long as she doesn't spend Twinferno here, she's going to be able to get through some blockers, I think. Looks like she won't spend the impede momentum either, maybe.
If I'm Alana, I think I like attacking with everyone but the Engraver here, which is what she does. I like that.
And no Twinferno is a good play. Because Twinferno with amplifiers, she might have a combo kill next turn.
Yeah.
That I think is out of the question now with the impede momentum gone, but she would have been able to deal 10 damage with amplifier alone.
But 3 stun counters on a creature, that thing's probably not coming back up.
No, and she gets a magmatic sprinter on the top. It's a good hasty threat.
It is a good hasty threat. Heather, what do you think about keeping Magmatic Sprinter on top of the deck with that scry?
Let's see. I think I'm really on finding a land for this Furnace Strider.
Yeah.
Furnace Strider is such a good threat, so I think that's what I would be doing, would be bottoming just about anything other than a bomb.
Yeah, I agree.
In hope of a land.
I agree. Now, the nice thing about Magmatic Sprinter, I suppose, is she's at least going to have a play next turn.
Yeah.
You know, she can play the sprinter. We're not seeing any. We haven't seen any of Alana's bombs yet, which is unfortunate for her. None of the big crazy cards that make her deck so powerful. We have yet to see Jaya. We've yet to see the Forge.
I like this play here. I like playing the tap land this turn to have 2 white next turn. I like tapping the amplifier, which gets pumped from instants and sorceries, I believe.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's discarding Furnace Strider to draw.
And Rez, to answer your question, we are in round 2. We're seeing Alana versus Sam, both who lost their round 1 games. So someone's going to come out of this with a few more points. Okay, I like putting the counters on the sprinter to keep it on the field.
We'll see how Alana plays this out. With the Angelic Dawnchant or Quartermaster coming down next turn, this one can get away from her pretty quickly if she's not able to get enough pressure on.
Yeah.
Here. Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna see a combat trick.
So now.
Well, 4 blocks, which allows Sam to decide whether to block the creature with double strike or not.
Right.
Yeah, Petit just the Battlewing Mystic here.
Yeah, which makes sense. Taking a bunch of damage, but not losing the creature. Kind of the next level, as these players continue to develop, we'll see combat tricks like that maybe happening after blocks, when when you're not giving your opponent options.
Right.
But it takes a while. These are all the little nuances that you learn as you go.
And unfortunately, Alana's only got one more turn of that, what is now a 4/3 being tapped. But she's got Sam down to 7, which is worth something given the cards in her deck and how it wants to play.
I think we're probably going to need to see a bomb from out of Alana's deck to keep this game close, but either one of them would be pretty good here.
Yeah.
Sam isn't at a high enough life total to really race Urbrask's Forge on this board state.
Well, so this is the awkward thing if you're Sam, is you want to be attacking. You don't want to give Alana more cards to try and get back, but you also can't really be attacking because you're at 7 life.
Oh, with Axiom Engraver, she doesn't have another dead card.
Right. But that's a hard play to recognize. She's not in a position where she can attack here.
She's seeing it now. She just she's highlighting the Axiom Engraver and highlighting the land. She does have that gate that can seek a non-land card. She remembers to do that.
All right, looks like Sam is looking at the different specializations here, which he's not.
That is a great draw.
He's not going to have that card online this turn, but he will next turn. He's also got the gate down, so he can seek a card if he wants to.
Got 3 options that all cost 4 mana, so you can only do one of them,
which is good news for Alana.
This is a good choice.
He's realizing he does not have the mana to do this. So Sam can attack with the 3/4 draw card. I think that's a good play here. Oh, he can move the goggles.
Yes.
We'll see if he realizes that and moves them before combat.
That would.
Looks like maybe not.
Thinking about it, that would net 2 cards drawn.
Yes, which would be
And a
pretty
scry, which would be very,
devastating.
very useful, I think. But
does not go
on the other creature. I think Sam is worried about the trample here. Worried about keeping enough blockers up, but I'd like to see an attack here potentially. At least with the
3/4
one with the counter on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to start racing. Oh, Alana's got priority, but she is.
Oh, yeah, Alana needs to hit pass to attackers. It can be hard in this game to know when you've got priority, especially if you're new. There's a lot to absorb. But she did pass priority. Sam is attacking with the 3/4, drawing a card.
And he's paid off for not attaching goggles. Now he has a second creature to play.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. Oh.
Okay, she's remembered this time. She's not playing the land. Is she? Oh.
This game is, yeah. Sam's now got this one because Alana doesn't have. She could, if she remembers to do the gate, maybe she can get a Flowstone infusion to kill one of the flyers, the Metropolis Angel. But otherwise, she's dead in the air this next turn.
Is she dead in the air?
She is, yeah. Because there's. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my mixed up. She's not dead in the air.
And Sam has to be a little careful because, he wants to keep pushing the advantage, but also doesn't want to, have a big crackback.
Right.
With Allura, though, Alana is now dead.
Yes, let's see if Sam picks up that line.
Right. So whenever Sam if Sam plays this card and it's on the battlefield, whenever he attacks, one target attacking creature can't be blocked, and that doesn't require that creature to be attacking. It just requires Sam to be attacking in general. So we'll see if he catches that line.
It looks like he's reading and rereading it to make sure it works the way he's hoping it does.
And
yeah, that's one of the really tricky lines of text, I think, is the whenever you attack is getting used to what that actually means.
Yeah, does it mean me?
We always joke about how in Magic how reading the card explains the card, but it's a complicated game, and sometimes reading the card is not completely clear.
It explains the card when reading isn't so dang hard.
So we could attack with everything and have lethal, but I'm not sure if Sam will see it with the way that,
Ooh, does not see it. Misses lethal here. We'll see.
give
Alana
Alana a
can
chance.
still use her gate, I believe.
She can.
Pass to blockers, pass to damage.
There
we
she
go.
goes.
We get the gate activation.
A chimney rabble.
Chimney Rabble's decent.
Won't do it against these flyers though. Is she gonna discard it to
Engraver.
Maximum Engraver? Looks like it. Nope. Play the guide bot.
Okay.
So now she might want to discard that rabble since it doesn't have good attack anymore. Yeah.
Okay, we love to see that. Oh,
That's a good
hate to
play.
see that.
Rats. Let's see. Churning Reservoir. That won't do it.
Hate to see Alana's deck just fizzle out like this. It's a very strong deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame to go land, churning reservoir far after the point when it's no longer relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just one of the things that happens in games of Magic sometimes is you just don't draw the cards in the most useful order.
Absolutely.
It can happen to any deck.
Doesn't matter how many Jayas you have.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't draw your Jaya. All right.
And this is going to do it. All Sam has to do is give his 4/3 unblockable.
Great.
And good games to both players.
Good game, Alana and Sam.
Let me go ahead and get the standings updated.
That was a good game.
That was a very good game.
It was grindy.
So, looking at the updated standings, we have Sammy V and Hana are going to be in the top two right now, both in contention for the finals. We've got Sam and Zach are going to both be in the middle there with one win each. Let me go ahead and post the final round bracket for the players.
I will be right back. I need to use the restroom.
All right, sounds good.
One of the things that I'm really enjoying, and I think is something that you've enjoyed, Nile, with the time you've spent helping new players learn, is I'm loving to see the new players, noticing things that maybe they forgot in the stress of kind of their first ever tournament.
Yeah,
and then catching that mistake and fixing it the next time it comes up. It's really amazing to see. It's just great.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and you know, this is honestly like a pretty low stakes tournament, but even with that, any tournament is going to be stressful, and you're going to learn quickly that you're not playing how you usually play, and you're going to make a bunch of mistakes that you wouldn't normally make, and that's just how those go.
Absolutely. And they're just doing such a great job. Um, the play is really very clean. I'm very impressed with everybody.
Yeah, everyone turned out and is really doing great. We've got our round 3 bracket posted, and we're going to be featuring Sammy V and Hana, our two top players right now. So one of them is going to win this round, and they will be first seed for the finals, and one of them will be possibly second place. But I think we're going to have a tiebreaker to determine who's second and who's third. But we're going to jump into that just in a moment. Yeah, it's going to be an intense feature match. Both decks are strong. Both decks are pretty powerful. I'm just getting the feeds pulled up now. And great job again to all the players who've been playing so far. You're doing great. Thank you, Denny, for the follow. How you doing? Okay, I'm just getting these feeds pulled up, and we will jump into that match. So, Reina, what are your thoughts on the tournament thus far?
It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed watching these players duke it out. I think all these decks are really cool. We have a great variety of decks here. Even the two red-blue decks are very different in their composition and the cards they use to win the game. Yeah, I've been having a great time so far. This tournament is, I think, a great way to break into playing Magic against other people. And more fun than just doing the jump in vents on Arena for sure.
Yeah.
With some sweet prizes.
Yeah, which, just a reminder, we've got 3 Pokemon altars made by me that are up for grabs for our winners today. And thank you, Denny. This is the best stream in the Citadel, and also the best tournament I think maybe anyone's ever hosted. I think I heard someone say that earlier.
Many are saying it. Word on the street is.
Okay, and we're just getting Hana versus Sammy all pulled up. And we will jump into that match very shortly.
And this is our final, correct?
This is before the finals. So this is going to determine who's going to be top seed for the finals. And I think we're actually going to have a tiebreaker match for who's going to be going to the finals. So that will be exciting.
So whoever wins between Sam and Zach will play whoever loses this match?
Yes.
For the second spot in the finals.
Just trying to get this pulled up. And here we are with Sammy versus Hana. Good luck to all the gamers.
Oh, I've lost my feed.
Oh. Oh, weird. Hold on, let me... There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like Hana on the play with a pretty insane hand if she can find a 4th mana. Sammy on the draw. We've got some removal. Looks like both of these players are going to be looking for their 4th land. All right, well, good news for Hana is she found at least a 3-drop to play. And that is one of Hana's strongest creatures. This is the one where she can pay to give another creature first strike and double team when it attacks. So I think Sammy is seeing that Yu-Gi-Oh style wall of text and thinking that's what I need to Hero's Downfall. And I think he would be right, but he chooses to build some board presence, which you can't blame him. A 1/4 is just such a good blocker right now.
It can't get the thing that Hana would like to double team cannot get through.
Yes.
This Blessed Hippogriff, however, is going to be a great target for double team because she can put a copy into her hand and then use the adventure half of it to always have indestructible. Play 2 mana to give one of her creatures indestructible.
Yeah, it's very strong. And we saw her play an enchantment that is very powerful. Not only does it pacify the creature, it also creates a 2/1 when it comes into play. Really hoping to see Sammy. Yep, that's the target we're hoping to see. Great play, but I mean, he's still so on the back foot. Hana's got 5 damage on the field and is about to play a Basilica Shepherd. I don't know if Sammy gets out of this.
I don't see how with 2 more flyers coming. A Vampire Scrivener could come down in 2 turns, but that's only a 3/3. This is going to be tough.
I think Hana got the really great curve out start here, and Sammy's just still can't quite keep up here with this draw. Just it's a little too slow, and being on the draw, you know.
This is devastating.
This is just lethal.
Denise, so Jump In is the arena version of Jump Start. Yeah, and the players made their decks before the tournament. They tried a few different ones and chose which one they wanted.
Great games between our two top players. We're gonna quickly try to go to our 2nd place match. I'm getting that pulled up now. Heather, go ahead and walk us through what we just saw there.
So we just saw Hana on her red-white aggro deck. I forget the exact name of the deck. It was Oily Double Team.
Yes.
Just completely be on the play, completely curve out against our heroic Vampire Slayer. Just you can see, like, we've gotten to see Hana's deck really go off a few times here with the just insane start that it can have with lots and lots of damage just very quickly. So Hana is victorious, is our current 1st ranked player. We're gonna go see how some of the other matches are going.
Yeah, so Hana locked in for the finals. And we are just now going to find out who's going to be playing for the spot to play against her.
Sometimes they do curve out with flyers. It is a thing. That's what I was doing at pre-release yesterday.
Yes.
It's a good plan.
It's a good plan.
Right.
It does. Sometimes you just run out of cards, or sometimes you just don't draw the early enough stuff, and you're just too slow, and then you can't get through. But when it works, it really works, as we've seen today.
Okay, we've got this the second place fight. Well, not quite second place fight. Going on right now. Reina, walk us through this board state if you can.
Sure. So we have a first thing that leaps out to me is we have a few counters on the Saw Blade Scam. So watch this space. Saw Blade Scamp is going to be able to start whittling down damage, whittling down Sam's life total. This Ichor Synthesizer as well, once Vivisurgence Insight gets cast, it'll be up to 3 counters. We'll need 1 more to start getting in for unblockable. And this Tamiyo's Immobilizer is going to be able to keep Sam's biggest threat tapped down each turn, although the Angelic Quartermaster coming out this turn is going to start swinging that race a little more. It's firmly on Sam's side right now, but Zach has some paths to come back into this and switch the game around with something like a Vivisurgence Insight into a bounce spell or removal spell. I think would change things in Zach's favor quite a bit. Oh, missing the Tamiyo's Immobilizer here is pretty brutal.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, it's too late.
You can. Oh, poor Zach.
Yikes.
Poor Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
Pilnock,
that's
absolutely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Heather.
That's a timing thing that takes a while to get the hang of there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of steps in Magic, and it's hard to know exactly when the right one is.
Especially in Arena, it's so easy to just click through the phase you meant to do something, or accidentally end your turn before you do something you meant to do on your end step.
And Pilnock is absolutely right. Jump in is a great way to learn cards, re-get into the game. You get to keep all the cards from your jump ins. When you start a MTGA account, they give you 5 free jump in passes. So that's 200 cards for free, with 10 rares between them. So that's pretty nice. All right, I mean, Sam's still got a pretty scary board and just has lethal in the air unless Zach can tap down one of these creatures.
Yes, let's see if Zach can spot
the timing.
Timing this turn. Not sure what we're
just tapping down some lands. Sometimes you just gotta turn your cards sideways. All right. So we want to see the tap on Sam's turn
before
combat.
Yes.
And that's just what we were talking about earlier, Heather, with the, it's a tournament. Especially if I don't know if these players know they're being featured right now, but if you do, and we miss the chance to tap down, and that's just unfortunate. So this is going to be a win for Sam, which is going to have a Sam v Sammy duel for our semifinals. All right, so we're going to move to our semifinals, which is going to be Sam versus Sammy V. Gonna get that pulled up real quick. And so Sam versus Sammy V, we've got this counters deck, which has been performing very well against the vampire deck, which, you know, we saw it get rolled over by the red white deck, but you can't really blame anyone for getting rolled by red white aggro curving out. So how do you both think our semifinals match is going to go?
I think there's a few factors here. One is just, both decks have a few flyers. Those are really good for pushing damage through. So, whoever draws their flyers is going to be in better shape there in terms of racing. Both decks have a lot of ways to generate some card advantage or card selection. So if the game ends up stalling out, it'll depend on, how many blood tokens has Sammy been able to put together, how many of the connive or card draw spells or creatures with card draw effects Sam is able to get out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is going to be a big one where who gets the play is going to matter. Sammy V is really going to want the play with the more aggressive of the two decks. We're about to jump into the game. I think in the last two games we've seen of Sam, it really seems like if he gets to the late game, he probably wins, which is to be expected with a more control-y deck like this. But we've seen him kind of crawl back from what looked like losing board states to victory positions. So I think if you're Sammy, you want this match to go fast. You want it to be just over and done as soon as you can.
At the same time,
Yeah.
though, there's so many flyers in the counters deck that you kind of need your own flyers and probably removal spells to be able to race.
Yeah.
And the real,
And
yeah.
And Sammy has some life gain from the card that when you sacrifice a blood token, you gain 1 life. There's a few other places where some life gain could come into play. There's some card advantage or card selection, ditching extra lands for cards. So
Absolutely. And we're gonna
a
jump
lot of
into
opportunities for that deck to come back.
We're gonna jump into this now with a sort of spicy keep from Sammy V. It doesn't come online till turn 3. He's got some card draw once he gets there. I think really what he wants is to draw a red mana there. He does not get it. Reina, what do you think about Sam's hand?
Sammy's keep would have been pretty rough if Sam had some ways to put on the early aggression, but it looks like there isn't any.
Right.
Sam will get to play a 3/2 on turn 3, which is good, but looks like he might just get buried in card advantage with no real way to spend these early interactive spells.
Right.
Sammy's going to kind of get free chances to get these card draw spells out.
And looks like Sammy's going to get to play Anya on 4 if they want to.
Yeah.
And getting that mountain helps a lot.
Yeah.
And really smooths out the next few turns for Sammy.
Yeah, every card in Sammy's hand is now playable. And we have that blood token, so if we start drawing too many lands, or just something that's not useful, we can filter that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm using we.
It's just how you do.
It's just how I talk about games on stream.
Just like to be involved in something. Yeah, Sammy's position looks really good here. They're gonna basically not have a dead draw for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they've got like 5 turns mapped out.
Yeah.
Especially since a lot of these cards even generate more blood tokens.
Right. A 4/5 on 4, that's really powerful.
Really powerful.
And this will throw Sam off curve because he's basically got to use Witness Protection here, but then can't play Allura.
Yep. So we'll see what he ends up deciding to do.
I did get a text from Alana saying she was going to, quote, drink herself into oblivion, so I see where this is coming from now.
Oh no. Well, I'm glad all of our players were able to take a shot together. We love the unity.
Yeah.
And this
Should we take a coverage shot?
This is a great play for Sam. I don't know if I like this block from Sammy. I mean, denying the card draw has value.
Are there ways for Sammy to return Anya to the
I don't
battlefield?
think so, but I'm not positive.
I'll check their deck for it. Yeah, it does not look like he has any
Lots
ways.
of options here.
I think if it's me, I go for the 5-drop, but playing 2-drop, 3-drop is also pretty good.
Yeah.
And Sammy's already got the 2 blood tokens to transform Reckless Bloodseeker.
I don't feel pretty bad to get it bounced. Oh, I like this. It can only be activated as a sorcery though, so
Yes, but
Sammy...
it does get haste. So, yeah, I mean, this is 3 damage.
likely to get bounced here.
I don't think Sammy is too upset if it gets bounced, but we'll see.
No, yeah, they lost some blood tokens, but you know they can make more. Legitimate business person.
Well, it looks like Sam is trying to decide what to bounce here. I think you gotta go for the vampire and just eat 3 damage. Oh, goes for the statue. What do you think about bouncing this statue, Heather?
I think that bouncing the creature would be more of a setback, but I understand the inclination to prevent damage from coming through.
Mm-hmm.
But I think probably the creature, because the creature is, has to get replayed, and then 2 more blood tokens need to be sacrificed to transform it again. Just more of a setback.
Something I've seen a lot with newer players is they really don't like losing life. And yeah. I always try to coach them that, your life is a resource. It's okay to lose some of it. you don't want to lose all of it, obviously, but I really don't want Sammy to block
Ooh.
here.
I like this play though, that I believe if I may have, I'm not sure if I saw this correctly, but I believe that Sam chose not to make his creature unblockable,
Oh, yeah,
partly
so
to
it
not
doesn't
bounce it
bounce
back
it.
to his hand, but also potentially to bait Sammy into blocking it.
Now, I
I'm not sure
kind
which was
of
the thought process there, but it was a good play.
if I'm Sammy, I think I almost like the play of just activating the Bloodseeker every turn. You drain for 2, you get a counter on your end step. Uh, I think that's pretty good, at least for a turn or two.
Yeah. I really like that play on this turn in particular because it'll make it big enough to block whatever doesn't get unblockable.
All right, making a 3/3. That's good. That's a pretty good creature for Sammy. It's got Menace. You can sack blood tokens to it to give it +2/+2.
Now, how much damage does it take, or how much mana does it take to activate the ability on this vampire?
5
I
mana.
think it's
5 mana. Okay.
okay. No blocks. Good.
Jesse Fish here for Sammy V. Well, our commentator Heather is as well. He is her personal champion. Also, Bronson Lee, congratulations on the gifted from Pilnock.
Yes. Hopefully, our competitors are not listening to us while
Yeah,
we talk.
yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jessifish. Oh, Bronson, thank you for gifting. We'll open up a pack of Marching Machines in your honor between fights here. The magic of paying it forward. So the winner of this is going to be up against Hana, whose birthday present to herself was 3-0ing the preliminary stage of this tournament. Everyone say happy birthday, Hana.
Happy birthday, Hana.
Happy birthday.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, where was everybody in that?
Sorry. Happy birthday, Hana.
We see both players playing very conservatively this game. I don't think anyone's wanting to get blown out. Did they both play Hana? Did they both? Was Sam's first game? Sam's first game was against Hana. Yeah, yes. So they're both gonna have the option for a rematch, a grudge match after this. And Sam getting card advantage off of the spy. Gotta slip out the back. And we see Sammy reading the cards. That's great. We love reading cards.
Do we?
We love when other people read cards. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Sam just gave Sammy's creature a perpetual -1 attack. If you're not familiar with some of the digital only aspects of Magic, perpetual means that creature always has -1 attack. If it goes back to Sammy's hand, it still has -1 attack. If it goes to the graveyard, it still has -1 attack. There's nowhere this creature can go where it gets that attack back. It is perpetual. Four damage to target creature. You gotta think using that on the 4/4 is pretty decent.
Yeah, I agree with Sammy here. Unfortunately, it's going to get slipped out the back, but I would be making this play as well.
Devastating. Yeah. Devastating.
It's going to feel really bad. But I think this was the correct play.
Absolutely.
You can't let Sam keep
Yeah.
doing this with Alora and making your creatures smaller. Everywhere I go, I have -1 power.
All right, so Sammy ditching a land to get the 3/3 out. Totally reasonable. Man, that slip out the back, which Sam was only able to do because of the card draw from the spy, and there was no way to stop it because he made it unblockable. We're quickly seeing the advantage shift towards Sam here, which is what we were talking about before the game, where we keep seeing that if he can draw the game out long enough, he just kind of runs over people with his advantage. And Charmed Sleep's pretty.
Sam can double creature here and then hold up a removal spell for next turn, I think.
We'll see if that's what he does.
Yeah.
He can already tap down the creature. Oh, and just develop such a board.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way out of this for Sammy next turn.
Yeah, that slip out the back made all the difference.
Really did. This would be a very different game without that one single card draw.
Let's see if Sammy can claw their way out of this right now. They can double spell. But Sam can also give a creature unblockable, which means Sam has it on board. But this was a very, very interesting play from Sammy, because now giving a creature unblockable no longer kills Sammy. The 2 drain is enough, but Charmed Sleep would have been game.
Where is the 2 drain coming from?
The vampire. It's got the 5 mana ability. Drain your opponent for 2.
Oh, yeah, but the 5/5 and the 2.
Oh, I didn't realize the 5/5 could give unblockable to itself.
Oh yeah. That was a
close. That was
Commander Legends Baldur's Gate card.
Wow. Close games, good game to our gamers. We'll be moving Sam on to the finals, and Sammy, congratulations on 3rd place in the tournament. You played extremely well. I'm gonna bring us back to us, the commentators, now. All right, well, this has been a very exciting tournament so far.
Yes, it has been.
Absolutely.
We are going to get our finals match ready. It's going to be best of 3, and Hana will get to have the play on the first game because she is the top seed. I'm just going to make sure our players know what's up with that.
And how to do it.
Right.
Okay, so let me make sure that's being communicated to them. And Reina, what are you expecting with this finals match with the counters versus the oily double team?
This is going to be a really tough one. What we've seen from Sam's deck a few times is a bit of a difficulty in the early game and then some stabilization in the mid game, and then taking over the late game. But Hana has both the a threatening early game that Sam really can't keep up with without some interaction or creatures to block in the early game, and also the double team gives a bunch of late game staying power, so she can continue to build a wide board even as an aggro deck into the late game and have things to spend mana on and not really have to worry about dead draws too much because so many of her cards are actually 2 cards. So I think this is going to be a really tough one for Sam's deck. I don't know how well this will line up, but also the tools are there for Sam to race and to bounce creatures, tap creatures down. I don't think Sam will be able to win using the same game plan he's been using against other decks, though. It's going to be need to be a different style of play.
Right, Heather, do you agree with all of that, or?
Yeah, I definitely do. And obviously, Hana has put herself in great position by winning, going 3-0, and getting to be on the play in the first of the best of 3 games. That makes a big difference for a deck like hers, which is aggressive and is really trying to curve out. So it'll depend a little bit on if the cards line up as well. You know, any individual draw may or may not be as much of a beatdown as some of the ones we've seen. But I think that's definitely an advantage.
All right, we are going to go to our finals match now. Good luck to our competitors, and thank you everyone who has participated today. It has been an absolute blast, and it's been so fun to watch all these new players either get into or get back into the game, and I'm glad we've been able to facilitate that here. So jumping into it, Hana gets the play on game 1. Got a pretty if she had played the white red tapped land on turn 1, she would have had many options, but this slows her down significantly, which is exactly what Sam's deck wants. This is very, very good news for Sam.
Opening hands looked pretty heavily in Hana's favor, but I think this turn off is going to be a big deal.
Yes, and I like playing this because she can give the perpetual +1 to Jawbone Duelist next turn. But Sam has effectively been able to break serve, which is a term we use when the player on the draw is able to flip the momentum to where now Hana's going to have to be responding to Sam's plays instead of Sam responding to Hana's. I like getting this creature out. She's got a 4/3. We've seen her do some pretty powerful stuff with this before. She gets to double team the 3/1. I mean, this is an easy block for Sam. And that witness protection is just devastating once again, getting the rare knocked out in another game.
And here we're seeing that tempo game plan I was talking about too, where it's turn 4, Sam's got two big or I guess this is turn 5. No, turn 4.
Turn 4.
Sam's got two big threats down. There's and he's really able to take advantage of these, turn your opponent's creature into a 1/1, bounce a creature, because now Hana can play something, Sam can just bounce it, and Hana's looking at the same attacks next turn with maybe another creature on board.
The water weird is just getting stronger. This is not what Hana's hoping to see game 1, and we might see Hana's first game loss.
She's really choked on white mana too, which is
really unfortunate. Now she can't play the Griffin. Sam also no more lands, but many more options. You think she's thinking about double blocking the weird next turn? Do you think that's where her head's at?
I think so. I think that's one of the things that'll keep her in this game is getting rid of this creature that's...
Ooh. Okay,
So much damage.
playing this card, getting rid of You Come to a River is a very
Oh
bold
wow.
choice. It could have really
Yeah.
devastated this upcoming double block. Also, Hana's
Yeah.
got the Massacre Girl sleeves. We love to see it.
She's winning the sleeve game, that's
She's
for
winning
sure.
the sleeve game for sure.
Arguably more important than the game game.
Right.
So yeah, double block here, go to 11.
Oh, does
No double
not
block.
double block. Now the weird gets even bigger.
Yeah. Did not get bigger
Oh,
because the card
sure.
wasn't the type it
Okay,
needed to
got
be,
white
which is
mana,
good
which
for
she
Hana.
desperately needed. Can play the Pacify, which just deals with the weird and makes a creature. This is great news for Hana. She's still on a 4-turn clock. But if she can draw another land, or next turn she can play the Hippogriff to block that 2-1 in the air. And since Sam discarded You Come to a River, he no longer has a way to deal with Hana playing a flyer. He can tap it down once, but that's about it. Aggressive attack from Hana, but I like it. I mean, I guess all she's really getting here is 2 damage pushed through, right?
Yeah.
I think with this
Interesting
attack,
block.
I kind of like that because if Hana had some way to return that creature to her hand
Sure.
or remove the enchantment, that's a much scarier creature to leave around, even though it's been taken care of by the Witness Protection.
Right, and it's only at the cost of 1 life.
Yeah.
Which is a good using life as a resource example.
I would like to see both of these creatures attack, but
yeah,
both these creatures attacking would have gotten lethal next turn. Basically,
so a few options here, but can only do really one of them.
Hana can't afford to attack into this and doesn't have good attacks anyway. Now Sam can make a flyer unblockable, can charm sleep the Hippogriff.
So one thing I would like to see is this improvised weaponry they use, because that also makes a treasure token.
Yeah.
Which would help set up some future turns. I think at this point it's just too late, but
I think Sam has this game next turn no matter what happens here. With the Allura in hand, it can turn anything unblockable.
Yeah. I don't see a way out unless Hana's snuck in a depopulate somewhere.
Yeah, with 1 more mana, could play a flyer and the weaponry and a flyer, but not quite enough mana.
And you just have to wonder how much different this game would have been if she had started with the red-white mana and been able to play something on 2 and then 3 and curve out a lot faster. Alright, so this is going to be game 1 for Sam. But that means he's going to have to immediately play again against Hana's deck on the play, which is pretty scary. So we're gonna see it jump right into game 2. There's no sideboard, so it just goes straight into it. Oh, don't concede.
Wait, no. Oh, don't do that.
I think we've got Violet in there explaining how this works. Hana does get to choose the play again. gonna make sure they know that. Yes, okay. We're good? Oh.
Is this a keeper or a mull?
This is so hard to choose.
The turn
Yeah,
one
that's a
crawling
close
chorus
one.
and a guaranteed Basilica Shepherd are both
I
really enticing.
turn 2 crawling chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have liked to see it turn 1, but
Just
I
a
mean,
double
now
spell
she gets
here.
to double spell.
Yeah, so I think I'm okay with that.
And it can give the
Mhm.
shepherd haste.
I would like to see, yeah, okay.
So next turn she can tap that, give the shepherd haste perpetually. That's going to be really nice. That's going to make that turn 5 play even stronger.
Ultimately, she could just try to get some damage here. She's not really... She doesn't have to do that now.
I think I would like to lock in the haste now if I'm Hana, because I know that Sam's deck is full of stuff to get rid of my creatures. I wanna make sure that Shepherd's gonna have haste on 5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've got the slip out the back in hand. We've got the water weird, but it's a slow hand for Sam. Let's see if I'm not actually sure what the specialized cost for the card he has on the field is.
I believe it's 3.
If it is 3, I would like to see him specialize, I think, but
Brutal, another land drawn.
But this is 2 damage for Hana. I would have liked to see her play the gate there, since she has nothing to play anyway. Might as well just get it down on a turn where you don't have a need.
If you're Sam here, are you playing the water weird or the guide bot?
I don't remember what all the guide bot does.
Pay 2 mana and tap it later, and when it enters the battlefield, it puts... Or no. You can pay a certain amount of mana and draw cards, depending on the number of modified creatures you control. And then it puts a counter on something when it enters. Water weird does its thing.
I think I like the weird.
I think I do too.
The hasted shepherd on the field. And giving haste now to the indoctrination attendant.
Like that.
Attacking with both. Pretty aggressive.
I don't think I like the chorus attack.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I think that would have been better on blocks. Now Hana has no blockers, but that's okay.
Ledger Shredder.
Ooh, I don't know if we've seen.
We have not seen Ledger Shredder today.
Okay.
And I think
that comes into play.
I think what we are all 3 hoping for, and what everyone watching this is hoping for, is we just want a game 3, right?
I just want game 3.
That's what
Yeah.
you always want in the finals. You want it to go to game 3. Sam considering a slip out the back main phase. Glad he didn't. Oh, that is a good card for Hana.
Huge.
That is a devastating card for Hana to draw. I would like her to give it haste, I think. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to. But it can target Indoctrination Attendant next turn to start enabling some really good attacks.
Right.
This turn, it gets 4 damage in with Basilica Shepherd.
This is looking pretty good for Hana. Sam, unfortunately, struggling to find a second white source for the Quartermaster in his hand. I think I would prefer to have seen Hana give +2/+2 to a might there.
It would have just gotten eaten by a water weird, right?
You're probably right. I guess the 1 damage is more guaranteed. I'm wondering if Sam is going to block the shepherd. Nope. I was thinking he could block the shepherd and then slip out the back before damage.
Yeah. Getting 6 damage in here is really nice for Hana, though. Those blocks worked out in her favor. I think it was a good attack all because I mean, those mites, as the board gets wider, those mites get worse. So this
Right.
was a good chance to get in a few damage.
Right.
With them, you're going to lose a few, but that's okay.
Doesn't play Slip Out the Back, which I think is reasonable. Still can't play the Quartermaster. Sam really wants to be double spelling when he can, which with Slip Out the Back he could. Heather, do you think there is enough value in doing a, let's say, playing like a guide bot or something and then slipping out the back something just to get the Ledger Shredder trigger?
I don't know. I think Slip Out the Back is pretty great to have as a protection
No
spell.
spells from Sam. That has to be a mistake, right?
I believe
Yeah, I
Sam
think.
has Flash.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then he still has the option to double spell. And would like to see Hana return probably the creature that gives haste.
Yeah, although the Basilica Shepherd might look tempting since it'll
It'll
still
have
have
haste again.
Right.
But yeah, I would rather see that attacking this turn.
True.
All right, I think no is also fine.
Sure. See, now here I would have liked to see that go on the attendant.
I agree.
She gets a 5/6 if she puts it on the attendant. Still can't find the planes, but that is a great target to hit with Knife.
Discarding the disturb card, I like it.
Value.
That's a great block.
Another one. Hana's gonna get a ton of damage here, even though giving good blocks. Sam can buy a turn with Slip Out the Back eventually. We'll see if he decides to do it here. Then he has to find another white source to have a good blocker for this Basilica Shepherd.
Mm-hmm. Or he needs to play Slip Out the Back and hope to double spell next turn.
Well, actually, a slip on the ledger.
A slip on the Shredder
now blocks Basilica Shepherd with Porcelain Zealot gone. So
not where he puts it. But he's got Charmed Sleep available now.
And now Shredder does get the counter. So despite Sam being at 3 life, I really like his position here.
Oh, actually, Shredder does block the Basilica Shepherd because the creature that buffs is no longer there. So it's only going to be a 3/3 in the air. Oh, 3 damage. Hana just has to find 3 damage in her deck. Does she have Volt Charge?
She does not. She's an oily deck. I think she might. She does not. No.
No, it doesn't look like she has. Well, she has Improvised Weaponry to deal 2 damage to any target.
With this attack, a Flensing Raptor off the top is lethal. If Ledger Shredder attacks them.
True.
Ooh.
Sam is not making it though. Oh, he is. Okay, so a Flensing Raptor here.
Well, can still seek a non-land card. It's still possible.
Seek a non-land?
Oh, would have loved to see her seek before combat. or even seek right now. Yeah? Yeah? Let's go,
This is a
Hana.
fun Raptor. I'm gonna scream.
Improvised weaponry
Improvised
does something here.
If this 1/1 gets in, no.
And I think that wraps it up.
That'll do it.
I don't know if Sam sees that he has it. He can just swing in. Close game, incredibly close game. 1 point of damage difference.
Yeah. What a game.
Great games to all of our competitors. We're going to go back to the casters now. Congratulations, Sam.
Yes, congratulations, Sam. And congratulations, Hana, on second place.
Yeah, those were
a great run.
Those were great matches. Hana 3-1 into losing the finals. Sam 0-1 into making it to the semis, winning the semis, and 2-0ing the finals. Very impressive showing.
Comeback of the century.
Very good comeback. Real quick, we've got a pack to open for Bronson Lee subscribing. We got a...
It looks like the stream is paused. Maybe that's the Discord notification.
That's the Discord.
Oh, just
never mind. Ignore me.
We've got Inga and Essica. Nice little rare there.
Oh, I love that art.
And that's pretty much it. Thank you, Bronson, for the sub. Everyone played incredible. This was a really cool event. I'm super grateful to everyone who participated. We got to see some really cool games. Everyone seems like they have only gotten better at Magic since our coaching streams that we did the last couple months. GG's to everyone. We have... These are the 3 trophies, which are up for grabs. I will post them in the Discord and let our winners choose their prizes. I think this is where we're going to call it a stream, though. Thank you, Heather and Raina, for commentating. Heather, where can people find you?
Absolutely. Well, I don't stream, but I am on Twitter at HAEDDRE_gaming, which is I sort of my content adjacent Twitter. I tweet about Magic and some other games sometimes. That's me.
Heather, thank you for being here. Raina, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at StrawHatRaina. You can also find me on Twitch at StrawHatRaina, and I will stream pretty randomly once a month. I will announce that I'm streaming on short notice, and then you could be one of the lucky 4 people that sees my tweet and joins my stream.
Right. And Raina will definitely be guesting on the stream soon for some March of Machines limited content.
Yes.
So
my mom said I could come over, and I'm ready to draft.
Be sure to tune in for that. Thank you again to all the participants. Thank you to the commentators. Thank you everyone who watched and cheered on our players today. This was a lot of fun, and definitely won't be the last time we do something like this. So thank you everybody, and goodbye. LOL. Lots of love.